Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Shermaine, aka Termigan, is coming at y'all with some Titanfall today. It's been a while since I made a video last, and that's just because there's been a lot of stuff happening. I've had a tournament this past weekend. I think it was this past weekend. The X Games are this weekend. I have a tournament in 2 weeks, I believe. I also start working this month. E3 is this month, so a lot of stuff has just been happening. And actually, I planned to make a video the other day, but my laptop was just being completely unresponsive when I fired it up, and I restarted it a couple of times, and nothing was working. That really pissed me off. And then I started, knocking shit over unintentionally, and that really pissed me off. And I almost broke something. And I was like, I gotta just do it on another day. But I'm gonna be pumping out some Titanfall videos quite frequently over the next couple of days because I've been meaning to talk about Titanfall 2 throughout the year, but I haven't because of school, just like I wasn't making really any videos at all during the school year. And it sucks that I have to not rush the videos, but just mass produce them to get a lot of my predictions out of the way before the worldwide reveal. But there's still plenty of topics that we can talk about and that we're going to talk about that are not confined to the time period before the world reveal. So just to let y'all know that I'm going to be making quite a lot of Titanfall 2 videos over the next couple of days, just getting all of my predictions out there, at least the predictions that kind of need to be said. They need to be said immediately before we see a worldwide reveal, stuff like that. But yeah, so this topic we're going to be able to elaborate on as we near Titanfall 2's release. It's actually something I made a video about last year. And my thoughts might not be the most collected right now because it's late. I'm really tired. I just came back from the X Games. Actually, just came back from All Time Low and Blink 182, which is one of the greatest concerts I've ever seen. So I'm a little drained, but so the other day, we all knew that Titanfall 2 was coming out this year. I was one of the people that was firmly behind the idea that it was going to come out in 2017, and it should come out in 2017. I still do stand by that sentiment. But the beans are spilled with the whole McFarlane toys, just letting us know that the toys are coming out along with the game in winter 2016. Winter being just kind of a little bit ambiguous. But the year was already out there. We already knew it was coming out this year. We obviously knew it wasn't going to come out anytime soon. It was going to come out in the fall. But I was very concerned from the very beginning. That was a little redundant. I was concerned from the very beginning about Titanfall 2 releasing this year because of the competition that it's going to face. Not just in general. Every holiday, there's always a bunch of games, a bunch of great games coming out, right? But because EA itself has a lot of titles coming out this year. Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I believe, is coming out this month. I'm not totally sure. But I was always of the idea of... always had the idea of why release multiple games that are of the same genre during the same time frame? Because, why are you going to do that? Because they're going to compete directly against each other. I know a lot of EA titles were coming out this year. We knew Mirror's Edge Catalyst was coming out. We didn't know it was coming out earlier. I thought it was gonna release later on down the line. We get Battlefield 1 trailer. Man, looks really good. Looks really good. It's what people been, including myself, what some people have been wanting is just to go back in time. So we're gonna have a shooter back in the day. Man, that's awesome. Not only that, and it's Battlefield style, so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so much fun to mess around with. Relics, War Machine relics and stuff like that. So, there's a report that Titanfall 2 will launch 3 weeks out from Battlefield 1. And it's purposely ambiguous whether it's 3 weeks before or 3 weeks after. Battlefield 1 launches on October 21st. So, it's either 3 weeks ahead of Battlefield 1 or 3 weeks after Battlefield 1. Right then and there, that really raises a red flag in my mind, because we have Titanfall 2 going directly against another EA title that is a shooter. Then we have Titanfall 2 going against another Call of Duty, which any shooter goes up against the Call of Duty, no matter how, whatever impression you may get, it's going to get outsold. I mean, we all know that. And I was just afraid that with Titanfall being a budding franchise, a young franchise, it needs to be nurtured. It goes back to the video I made last year called something like Titanfall 2 Set Up for Success, where I really wanted EA to get really behind Titanfall 2 to sell on its own in a very specific window in a year, where that's the game they're going to promote the shit out of for that one time period. They're going to promote the shit out of it because that's the only thing releasing. And that's the reason why, along with avoiding competition, that I wanted the game to release in 2017. Because it wouldn't have to go up against anything. That's the thing about Titanfall 1 when it came out. It released in spring. It had no shooters to go up against. At least no shooters with any sort of multiplayer component. I know Wolfenstein came out, but that's obviously a different archetype of a game. So it had no competition. And the way a lot of gamers are, it happens to a lot of people. You play something, you get bored of it, you look for something else, you make an impulse buy, you play that, you get bored of it, and then you look for something else. I wanted the game to come out in March, like it did, like the first one, because people are going to play Battlefield. Obviously people, who knows how big it's going to be, but there's going to be a group of people that play Battlefield 1, get bored of it for whatever reason, then go to Call of Duty. And vice versa. There are going to be people that play Call of Duty, get bored of it, and go to Battlefield 1. Then they're going to get bored of the game that they went to and say, man, what's another shooter that I can look forward to, that I can buy? What's that going to be? Titanfall 2. Not only that, besides those two, Gears of War 4 actually comes out this year as well. That's another big time game that Titanfall 2 has to go up against. And it just concerns me with a franchise that is very young, that has a phenomenal core, fantastic core, that just needs to be built upon and given support. I just hate that they're being thrown into the lion's den. And look, I'm the biggest Titanfall fan you're ever going to fucking find, okay? And I have full confidence that Respawn is going to knock the game out of the park. They're going to knock certain aspects of the game out of the park. Let me say that, because I still do believe that certain aspects of the game are not going to be up to standards, people's standards, or whatever. But I have full confidence that it's going to be a great game. I really do. I really do believe the game's going to be great. I think it's going to be fine. I know I'm going to love the shit out of it. Knowing who I am, knowing all of my friends that like Titanfall, they're going to love the shit out of it. And, hey, man, it's multi-platform. That's great. That means we're going to build the community. It's something to get excited about, us Titanfall fans. But I'm just worried about throwing this fucking sequel right into the lion's den. Because, like I said in my previous video, and I'll kind of reiterate it, man, this game has to knock it out of the park. It has to knock it out of the park. Us Titanfall fans, we have to have a great fucking game so we can shut everyone else up. So we don't have to hear that shit endlessly about, every sort of fucking, whatever. Every bad thing someone can say about the original. Hear it all the time, man. It never stops. It never, ever, ever, ever stops. And if we can't get a great game this year, we're fucked. I mean, like I said, the Titanfall fans, we're gonna love it, but we're never gonna hear the end of it from everyone else. And even if the game isn't that great for whatever reason, if it was to release by itself, people will still play it because it's the only thing popular at that point in time. Whereas this fall, we have Battlefield 1, we have Infinite Warfare, we have Gears of War 4, and whatever else may come out. And that's not even taking into consideration the other blockbusters that are going to come out in the fall that are not even shooter related, that are just really big games that everyone's looking forward to. You have to compete against those as well. And it's like, you're going to promote the fuck out of Battlefield 1 because after that initial trailer, oh man, everyone was loving that shit, right? Everyone was loving that shit. So hell yeah, you're gonna promote that, like, oh yeah, fuck Call of Duty, let's come over here, play some World War I shit. But how are you going to split some funds? Like, are you going to how much, allocation of resources is going to go into hyping up and building up Titanfall 2, which is it's the same exact genre but a completely different setting, which is what people obviously didn't want to see from Call of Duty. So what makes them, the general public I'm talking about, general gaming public, what makes them want to say, well, I don't want to play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but hey, that Titanfall 2 looks pretty good, even though it's kind of the same. I'm speaking as if I was in their shoes. That's just what concerns me. I think I might be a little bit overcritical right now, but I mean, that's how I gotta be, man. That's how I've had this sentiment since last year. I still stick by it. Like I said, I have full confidence that Respawn will deliver a great game, but I'm just worried. I'm just worried. I'm not gonna lie. So that's gonna do it for me, you guys. I know I talked about a whole lot of shit. Like I said, my thoughts aren't the most collected at this point in time. I'm kind of all over the place, but I had to get this out. I had to get at least the general idea of what I'm feeling out for the time being, and I'll definitely elaborate on it as we near Titanfall 2's release. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of Titanfall 2 videos coming out, so get ready for that. My name is Shemaine, and I'm out.